Have you identified your should list now? Have you identified those limiting beliefs and where they came from? Have you decided that those limiting beliefs are holding you back from feeling better and from living your best life? Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicole and I help women navigate through their digestive disease or disorder by offering holistic and alternative modalities to add to their wellness routine. Again, we are going to do another video in this series based on the book You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Also, please go back and look at my previous videos in this series where we got into this book. You can start here and watch this video, but please go back and watch the other videos so you can get an idea of what we're trying to do to help you understand where you're at right now in your thought process. In our last 3 videos, we did just that. We started to look at our should list, and we identified limiting beliefs and where they come from, and we practiced a technique that Louise Hay describes in her book called the mirror method. The previous videos really touch on the concept that Louise talks about cleaning our emotional closet. And I'm not sure the exact term she used, but my reference to this is cleaning our emotional closet. So essentially, we pick up that limiting belief, we look at it, and we either put it away or we get rid of it altogether. But change is a process, right? And being patient with yourself is the most key aspect to making changes. So here we are now. We can either refuse to change or we can go on cleaning up this emotional closet. Sure, we might get stuck somewhere along the way. We might need a break. We might need to process what we already started cleaning up. Maybe we pulled out too much. Either way, you are on the right track if this is what you're doing. The feelings are normal. The feelings will come up, but that's okay. That is all part of the healing process. When you are ready to start cleaning and further cleaning out that emotional closet, this is where the willingness comes in. I referred to that in my last video where we looked at the different frequencies of energy and where we could sit. And at willingness and acceptance is when we start to resonate at a higher vibration. And when that happens, our thoughts and our processes change in order to make us that better person that we're meant to be. To make us that person that's healthier and happier for ourselves and for the people we love. Being at that willingness is a very important stage of the healing process. Our circumstances can't change until we do. If you are at this stage in this video, I believe you want change. I believe you want to feel better. Ultimately, no one wants to go through life with all those years of struggling through the stomach pains and the being sick and being in the doctor and being on all these medications and trying different things when ultimately it's really about harnessing our emotions. This is where it all starts. I know you want to feel better. Everybody wants to feel better. I'm going to give you another exercise from Louise Hay's book. And this one is a simple exercise. It's one affirmation. And basically all you're going to do is touch your throat and you're going to repeat, I am willing to change. Touching your throat acknowledges that you're in the process of changing. In fact, the areas that you don't want to change are the areas that you need to change the most. For example, being sick and a victim mentality, it's an easy cop-out. I know because I've been there. I've dealt with going to the doctors and complaining. And the more I complain, the more I'm asking to feel sick. The more I'm looking for something, or the doctor's looking for something, because he doesn't know what's really going on. We know how we feel. So if we are saying to the doctor, I don't feel good, it doesn't feel right, something's wrong. I mean, it's one thing to have a medical emergency, but when it's not a medical emergency, are we creating more by calling attention to every ache and pain we feel in our body? It's so easy to be so scared and look online and Google, what are these symptoms? It may not be anything. It may be something, and I encourage, if it's an emergency, to get that looked at. But discernment is key here. The more we complain, the more we think we're sicker than we really are, the more we perpetuate that feeling. In fact, fear is the number one cause, and there's so much fear out there in society. It's so much easier to use those distractions and then to sit in feeling sick because we're seeing it. It's so hurtful looking at all those things. I'm not saying be naive and live in a bubble and act like it doesn't exist, but don't give it your attention if it doesn't make you feel good. If you get scared or you get triggered, or don't look at it. Choose to look at something else. Try anything that's going to make you feel better than what you're looking at. But anyways, being sick and being in victim mentality are things that are changes that need to be made. Smoking and drinking. Do you go to the bar in excess? Are you hanging out with people who also have only that news or to want to complain about what they're doing at work all day? That is nowhere to sit. Or they just gambled their money away, pulling pull tabs or whatever. That's nowhere to be. Sure, it's fun to go out once in a great while, have a drink, relax, hang out. But the minute you get stuck in that, the minute you get stuck sitting down every day at a bar stool and complaining about the economy and about what's going on in politics and who's doing what to who, another thing that's keeping us stuck. Maybe drinking alcohol a little less might help because you wouldn't have to go hang out at the bar so much. There's other things to do. Sometimes you might get bored. Sit in your boredom. That's where you find out the most about yourself. It's uneasy and painful, but it's probably, again, the thing you don't want to change is the thing you need to change the most. How does this tie into digestion? How does this tie into disease? Everything that you think and feel, you bring back to yourself. Watching the pain of other people's is just going to cause you to feel your pain. Again, don't be naive to it or act like it doesn't exist, but just realize that the less you focus on those painful things, the more you turn yourself inward and into looking at things that are feeling better, the better you get, the better you feel. Diet and exercise. It is hard. Diet and exercise is so hard. I've been on a really good streak now for over a year, and I still find it challenging, but it's a lot easier than it was when I first started because I've incorporated it into my daily routine. It feels like I'm missing out now if I don't go do those things. It'd be the same as if you changed not going to the bar, right? If you stopped going to the bar, you feel like you're missing out. I want my healthy pattern. I want to keep doing what I've been doing because what I've been doing is making me not sick anymore. I have never felt healthier and happier. I've not been on Crohn's medications in years. And then I'm finding out more, even as I'm going now. I mean, we're all a work in progress, but I'm finding out more and more every day that goes by. I'm realizing little things that are still are bloating me, like dairy. I just had a realization the other day that I just have to really let go of dairy. It's just little things. You don't know that if your disguising that behind eating and sitting on the couch or sitting at the bar having drinks. You don't know. You're attributing it to that. You're attributing it to the food, but really it might not be, because I'm not doing those things and I'm finding all these little things that are tripping me up. All this correlates together. All this ties together. The feelings, the thoughts create who we are, and our sense of identity and our sense of self-worth. And the only way we can change that is by actually making changes. Internal changes. They will show on the outside. It's hard. It is hard. And you know what? We don't like change. It's hard to shed our old skin. In fact, you're going to find out other people don't want to see you change either. And it's not because they don't love you or care about you. It's because they're going to miss you. They're going to miss you being at that bar stool next to them. They're going to miss you eating cheeseburgers at 11 o'clock at night. They're going to miss you and the old you who was willing to, have that drink or eat that cheeseburger. And like I said, I'm not saying don't do these things ever. It's about that lifestyle change. I still eat cheeseburgers, trust me. And I still have a drink once in a while, haven't in a while. But what I'm saying is the lifestyle change, where you limit those things. Those things are not good for us in the quantities that we are using them, or smoking or drinking or anything. Even just our negative habits. When we start changing our negative mindset and we start going deeper within, there's things in our external world that just start to change, and people see that. It may not be drinking, it may not be the cheeseburgers for you. It might be something else. And people I feel like they think that they're losing you, but they're not really losing you. They're just seeing you change and metamorphose into the beautiful being that you're here on earth to be. And people it causes them to have to look at themselves. It causes them to have to look at the things that they should be changing about themselves. And that is hard, because you're triggering. It's like being a mirror. It's the shadow work. You're triggering their response to themselves by you making a change. But that's the difference in love, is that we push each other to do things that are inevitable. Change is constant, right? To me, it's more of a reason to make the change. If you love somebody and they're not living the right life or a healthy life, whether they have the digestive disease or not, or if it's you, by you changing, it will help them make the changes they need to make within themselves as well. If you want something different for yourself, it's time to do something you've never done. So repeat this affirmation daily. So one day you're going to wake up. It's not going to be maybe today, tomorrow, or the next day. I don't know when it's going to be for you. Everybody's different. But one day you're going to wake up and you're going to say, I'm ready. I am ready to actually take the next step, whatever that is. Whether it's the diet, the exercise, the burgers, the bar stools, the negative thought patterns, whatever it is that you've identified as your limiting beliefs, whatever you've identified as your source of keeping you ill and stuck in a pattern that's not helping you progress to feeling better, living the life that you want to, right? One day you're going to wake up and you're going to be ready to make those changes. Book a discovery call with me below if you're interested in taking this a step further. The discovery call is free, and we will discuss my hybrid course of one-on-one coaching and my online course for you to help your wellness journey, to add to your wellness routine. Also, I am linking below my symptom trackers. They are a free PDF download that you can print, save to your computer, and print whenever you need a new one. If you start to implement some of these changes that I'm talking about and track your symptoms, I'd be really interested in finding out what those changes are like. Give yourself some time. It'll take some time. It's time to implement change. It's time to start cleaning out your emotional closet. It is time to become a better version of you. A better, happier, healthier version of you.